My question is like, this is the 18th year edition of yours, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to know the success story behind it because there are past, present, and
So you
future.
see, so Raviji has been there with us for almost from the beginning.
Yeah.
He's the second president of NR India. So they hosted the first convention. So there's no better man, okay, who can talk of NR India than him.
So please.
What's your question?
I said 18th edition is the 18th edition, so I want to know the success story of yours till date.
नया सक्सेस स्टोरीज
हमारी सक्सेस क्या रही है एज एन एयर
कि आपके पहले फलाने
Well,
दिन हुआ।
let me put it this way. I'll tell you what we have been able to achieve. Every member of ours is RERA registered. Every member in Maharera, in Maharashtra, has passed an exam, and this was our suggestion. Don't give licenses unless a person has knowledge. So unless he has read all the 92 sections and has passed an exam, he is not going to be given a license. We have very stringent norms. Earlier you could work from home. Now, unless you have a PAN number, unless you have a GST number, you have a shop act registration, and you have passed the RERA exam, you cannot get a license. Government was giving licenses based on license fees, and we told them that don't do that. It has to be knowledge based. So when our professionals go out into the market, they have knowledge, they are making informed decisions, helping their buyers to make informed decisions, so they make more correct decisions. You're not selling apples to somebody who actually wants oranges, for example. The other thing is also that, see which are the recent verticals that have come in real estate. Student housing,
Mm.
yeah, co-living, co-working, with, sorry,
senior citizen
senior living, uh, uh, warehousing as mailing,
Many verticals.
so training for all these verticals is given at such conventions, and then as a derivative, training programs are designed for all the cities. Now, for example, data centers. We know that the next big thing is data centers. But everybody doesn't know, even we don't know what all is required for data centers. Then people like Hiranandani's people, Mr. Hiranandani was telling me they are doing data centers for 12 years. But today, data center need is exploding. Now, Maharashtra government itself is going to invest 26,000 crores in data centers in the next couple of years. Now, for that, how much power you require, what kind of cleanliness of water you require, etc., etc. All those things, we disseminate this information to our people, train them so they can facilitate these transactions. And for these products, which are new products for real estate, पहले क्या होता था? Commercial, residential, and then we had IT spaces where you had to define. You can have a column at 8 meters, you have to have at least 14 feet clear height, etc., etc. A lot of architectural knowledge was required to sell IT space. But that was the last wave. Now this is the new wave where there are more verticals that have come. So they all need, our people need to be trained. So, otherwise, customers will get only what the sellers want them to know. We can explain to them what they should be knowing before they make a decision to buy.
To your success story thing,
Yeah.
because of NAR India, real estate agents are part of the RERA Act. When the RERA Act was first proposed, there was only developers and consumers. Even the real estate agent was not part of the Act. Now there is a separate section 9 and 10, only for real estate agents, which was incorporated when NAR India went to the Ministry of Housing and told them that we are also an important stakeholder, that needs to be done.
And we are consulted all the time by the government now. They realize that there are three pillars in RERA now. And NAR India has contributed to the realtor part of the RERA Act.
And al-
That is a success story.
And I would also like to add that we have a newsletter which is called Navigate, which generates information and shares information with all our member associations throughout the country every month, where we share data of particular city, particular state, what kind of growth is there in real estate in that particular sector, that particular micro market, what is more advisable to create over there in terms of residential, commercial, warehousing, so which market has more preference, which market is about to generate more revenue from which sector, which faculty of real estate. So we share a lot of data, we create a lot of this kind of data every month in the newsletter.
How you look at coming future, this industry?
Real estate.
Sir, by 2030 itself, it will be a 1 trillion business. But by 2047, in that Viksit Bharat, the government of India is saying that India will be a 50 trillion economy. Real estate will be 18% of that. You can do the math. We'll be close to 9-10 trillion in 2050. Things are, see, this can't work in isolation. You can see the entire Mumbai city is dug up. Infrastructure is coming up. A new airport has just opened. Similarly, not a new airport in Noida is opening, I think
Next week.
And you can see the development on the road, what's happening. The roads are changing, the ports are changing, airports are changing. All that will have a very, very positive effect on real estate. We're talking about data centers. Today, India is the, all the GCC centers are coming into India because of the manpower and the low real estate cost. So I think it's a great potential. Obviously, things get affected by these events which are not in our control, like the war which is happening. They'll have temporary setbacks on us, but otherwise the long-term story is very, very positive. Our population is growing. Our movement from tier 3 to tier 2 to tier 1 cities is happening. Rural to urban is happening. So that is creating a lot of real estate requirement. At one place we have surplus housing in terms of luxury, but if you look at the real numbers, affordable housing, there's a huge shortage of numbers. Even the Prime Minister keep talking about that housing for all. So huge opportunity in this sector for everyone, for developers, for real estate agents, for the government. The government makes so much money. So I'm from Gurgaon, Haryana. There the stamp duty is 5, 6 or 7 depending on a female or a joint or a male person. Apart from that, for a residential property, someone pays 5% GST. For a commercial property, someone pays 12% GST. So if you add the math, when you buy a property of say 1 crore, 17 lakhs is going to the government only for a commercial property, 17 or 18 lakhs. Or maybe about 10 lakhs if it's a residential property. Now just multiply those numbers with the transactions happening. So much money, it's such a revenue generator for the government also, which they try and pump back into the infrastructure or whatever their expenditure model is. So huge upside for this sector in the next 10, 15, 20 years. There'll always be minor blips here and there, but overall long-term story is fabulous.
Any international?
To add to what Tarun is saying, that he has given you the numbers, but the biggest story is, and this is what we are trying to tell the government and through you to the public, is that this is the biggest opportunity, realtor as a profession, is the biggest opportunity for creating employment at nominal investments. Just think, I started from home. My wife started the business from home. Like us, a lot of people have started like that. Now you have to invest a little. You have to invest in education. You have to invest in getting a shop act, registration, GST, and PAN card, etc., etc. But the opportunity exists, and to give you an idea, we generate 80% of the data for the world. However, we have only 20% of the storage. Rest is going out. So just data centers, the latest buzzing thing. That is why the Prime Minister announced a policy that if you build data center, it requires a lot of investment. will give you a 20-year holiday on income tax. So,
Okay.
have you ever heard of government giving such incentives? It is coming from the market, the need of the market. This is the best opportunity for us to seize the moment, to bring the reforms that are required, and use those reforms to create employment. Our profession creates employment at the lowest investment.
So my last question, how you look
I
at?
just want to add to what Rohit
Yeah,
just
please.
said. So US, because he just mentioned the employment it generates. US population is about 30 crores. Okay, they have 1.6 million members. That means you can expect, okay, that means it has created employment to 16 lakh people there. Now India has 150 crore population, almost close to 150 crore population. Now imagine, okay, how much employment it can create. So you should forget about the urban markets, even the rural markets, okay, in the small towns, there's a high potential because the new infrastructure projects are going to the small towns. Because they need services out there. So relation is not about, it's just not a transactional business. Now if you build a property, you need people to maintain it, you need to manage it, okay, you also need people who release it. There's so much that this industry can do, especially the service sector in this industry can do. And that's exactly what we're trying to explore, and that's where actually we're trying to bring value to people.
So last question from my side. National wise, how you look at international players in India?
So international players, India doesn't give much room for people to come and do real estate here. Okay, so though they're allowed to invest in projects, I think Dharma is.
When you say international players, into IPCs,
I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of potential from the expats which are coming.
no, so there are two different things. One is, are you talking about the realtors international
Realtors, yeah.
or the international public which lives in
No,
India?
Realtor International.
Okay, so I'll answer both of them.
Yeah.
So, see, there are a lot of IPCs and they've been around for some time now. I think more than 2 decades they've been here.
Yeah, more than
A lot of business comes from their mandate. So, suppose if they work for a company, say XYZ, say Google, if I say. So Google, when they work in the US, they have mandate to a particular IPC. That mandate is worldwide. So, when they come to India, that IPC is looking for properties. Now, if they are looking for them for a developer property, normally IPCs will connect with the developer directly and give those spaces to those companies. But in tier 2, tier 3, IPCs have no very minimal
Yeah.
presence. So they rely on the local
Realtors,
who,
yeah.
like us who work,
Right.
who give them the inventories. So I'll say they have had a good run in this country because of the demand for IT, for commercial A grade, B grade spaces, and even for the GCCs. GCCs is a very complex transaction to do. So the companies normally hire them. We are trying to make our space there, but because of the global mandates, we get limited opportunities.
It's
to
a
do that.
challenge.
But they have a very limited role in this country. So if I say the business's potential is 1 trillion, I think IPCs may not even have 5%
10%,
of that.
5 to
The
10%.
balance 95% is done by this sector which we are trying to elevate. She asked in between the question of research reports. So we are tying up with 2 very credible companies who are into research, who will work with us to get better reports. We are trying to get, I'm not naming those companies because we haven't signed yet. We are also getting a system called MLS, a multiple listing service, which is very prevalent in the Western developed countries, like especially in the US, which is like a network for realtors to do business online by putting their listings and reporting real-time transactions. So suppose tomorrow if the government tells us, okay, in this micro market of BKC, what has the business done, what is the average price, we can just filter down that data and give them in 5 seconds. So we are working with a company. I think in the next 6 to 12 months that should be up and running, which will help us get research reports. Coming to your question on expats, a lot of our members work with expats. So in India, only a person of Indian origin can buy a real estate. A foreign national cannot buy real estate unless they live in India and they need permission from RBI for that. And in any case, they can't buy any agricultural land. So their main requirement is leasing out property, like either their homes or offices. A lot of our members work with expats. So, for example, in Delhi, because of the embassies, we get diplomats who look for properties in South Delhi, in other cities, other places. a lot of our members work with them. Similarly, in Hyderabad or Bangalore, so we work a lot with Korean. So in Gurgaon, at least, we have a lot of Japanese and Korean companies because of the automobile industry there. So a lot of our clients are Japanese and Koreans who rent out their homes with us, or the entire company, like Maruti has taken an entire tower for their Japanese executives called the Rooms in Central Park. So we work with them. So that is not an issue. Only the larger requirements, because of the global mandates, we have to fight for opportunities. I hope I have answered
Yeah.
your question.
I have a question.
Please, sir.
What will the
Spent an hour, we emphasize with, we say what will be the effect of the, effect of the Iran, the
US-Iran war on
Oh.
war on overall India?
So, see, we'll have short-term issues because of the gas or the fuel not coming in. Maybe we'll have food shortage to look at in some time. And we empathize with what's happening. It's a very tragic incident. But I think it will be good for the real estate sector. I'll tell you why. Last year, 95,000 crores was invested by Indians in Dubai alone, in one city. Now, what we are noticing is a lot of our clients are not going ahead with those transactions. So one is that flow has stopped. Maybe temporary, we don't know. Only time will tell. But this will have a big impact on, suppose if you have to invest your own money, you will take some time to recover before you want to invest in that place. So we are hoping that that 95,000 crores which was going outside of this country will now be invested in this country. In any city, that doesn't matter. Secondly, the money which has already gone, people may want to bring it back a bit. So that could be an advantage for us. Third is, when such conflicts happen, so if it's not on the record, I was stuck in Dubai when the war happened. I was there. And I know how I came out. It took me some effort because the government also takes some time to manage all those operations. So someone who's there, even if they don't want a property in India, they would now want to buy a property, so that in case any major conflict happens, at least they have a home back home. So most of them have their parents living in here. So they are getting inquiries from the Middle East saying that, okay, we want to invest something more, please give us options. So although it's a very tragic thing, but I think in the long run, we will benefit from this or any other conflicts which happen, because that makes India a much more safer place to invest, and it's home for a lot of NRIs. And you know, the Indian diaspora is all over the world.
So, in spite of the war, besides the war, there are other things that are happening because of mass migration of displaced people in Europe. People are becoming more and more inward-looking and
Yes.
protectionist. And with Trump coming in US and being hostile to immigrants, we are among the top 4 countries from where residential investments go to US, correct? Yeah.
No, Indians
This
are
is your
the,
subject.
yeah. So Indians are the fourth largest investor in the US. So when US properties,
That is
so
in billions of
in
dollars.
billions of dollars we are investing in the US. And obviously Dubai, we were number 1 or number 2 in the UAE. Saudi was opening up now, so we were very large investors in Saudi Arabia also. I think all that may not stop completely, but the rate at which it was growing, it will not grow. A lot of money will come back here, which was supposed to go there. Plus, a lot of money will, in any case, come back to India for their investment. We are getting a lot of queries in the last 1 month. Transactions will happen in a bit, but queries have risen multifold.
So last question, 1 second.
Please, sir.
Looking at India map, so which is the state which is developing like very fast, and you as people like asking them to invest in that state, which is that state? Because every state is developing, I know, but फिर भी एक होता है ना कि like where you look potential बहुत है.
From NRI point of view.
Yeah.
From NRA point,
Yeah.
NRA point of view, they depend on the routes where they are. So a lot of money goes to South India. A lot of money. So if you, again, in the US, if you go in the West Coast, where the Silicon Valley
Yeah.
is there, you see a lot of money coming into Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu. You go to New Jersey, you see a lot of money coming into Punjab, Haryana. You go to Midwest is Chicago. You'll see a lot of money coming into Gujarat, Maharashtra.
It's all depend on the people who
So it all
stay.
depends on their this thing, and in fact, under this current government, a lot of development is happening throughout the country. We are seeing development in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, everywhere, Telangana. Very difficult to say, but today Mr. Boman Irani made a comment, so which I can repeat here. He said 40% of the residential real estate of this country value-wise is sold in Mumbai, and must be a correct figure only coming from him. But even in the other regions, a lot of business in terms of number of transactions, I think Gurgaon is now more or less equal to Mumbai. So all cities are competing with each other, which is a great sign for the real estate. That even cities are competing with each other for the share of the pie.
तो तरुण भाई कनेक्शन में मैं कहना चाहूँगा, आपका जो क्वेश्चन था अगेन जो मतलब इंडिया के बाहर जो एनआरआई रह रहे हैं वो इंडिया में वापस री इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। जो दूसरी कंट्री के लोग हैं वो इंडिया में कैसे करेंगे, जो हमारे मोदी साहब ने प्राइम मिनिस्टर जब सीएम थे तो उन्होंने गिफ्ट सिटी एक विज़न देखा था। तो लास्ट हमारा गांधीनगर में जीवी था, गवर्निंग बॉडी मीटिंग था एनआर का, तो वहाँ पे डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर हर्ष संघवी जी थे, तो उन्होंने एक विज़न बताया था कि गिफ्ट सिटी क्या है। बुलेट ट्रेन यहाँ से जो स्टार्ट हो
Direct and
से वो
एंड हो रही
गिफ्ट सिटी
उधर।
जाएगी। कि फाइनेंस हब, फाइनेंस सिटी, क्यों आज इंडिया ने अहमदाबाद के लोगों को भी मालूम नहीं कि उसका बेनिफिट क्या है। जो अवेयरनेस आनी चाहिए वो कैसे आ सकती है, भाई ये मल्टी सिटी से लोग वहाँ पे आएंगे, उनको अवेयरनेस होगी। तो स्मार्ट सिटी एक कॉन्सेप्ट मैं आपको समझना चाहूँगा। आज दुबई क्यों चला, जब चला था 2008 के बाद दुबई में बहुत भयंकर मंदी थी। दुबई में लोकल पॉपुलेशन 18% है, बाकी सब बाहर से लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया। 2019 के पहले दुबई में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट आता था वहाँ पे 10 से 12 कंट्री बाहर थे। आज सिनारियो ये था, मतलब ये वॉर के पहले, कि 190 नेशन में से 180 नेशन दुबई के लिए बाहर। मुंबई का मैं एग्जांपल दूँ आपको, 6,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में अपना MMR रीजन है, जिसमें पालघर आ गया, थाना आ गया, नवी मुंबई आ गया और समझो मुंबई आ गया। दुबई 4,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में कंट्री है, ये सिटी है वो कंट्री है। यहाँ अहमदाबाद वाला नहीं आता है, पूना वाला नहीं आता है, बेंगलोर वाला नहीं आता है। क्यों कि मुंबई सबको लगता है कि धमाल वाला शहर है, तो कोई मुंबई वाला ही मुंबई में बाय करता है। तो भी मुंबई में आज ये स्टेज पे कि भाई बहुत अच्छा मार्केट बोला जाता है। तो ये जो सिनारियो है कि भाई पूरे वर्ल्ड जो 180 नेशन जो इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, तो वो प्लान इसके लिए भाई बुलेट, आज देखो आप फ्लाइट पकड़ो तो मुंबई से हमको एयरपोर्ट जाना, तो यहाँ से पीक आवर्स में
3 घंटा तो पकड़ लो।
1.5 घंटा आपको पहुँचने को लगेगा। उसके बाद 1 घंटे का फ्लाइट है, फिर वापस सिटी में पहुँचोगे, वहाँ से फिर जो प्लेस पे आपको जाने का तो 1-1.5 घंटा और लगेगा। तो आप दुबई लोग जा रहे थे टैक्स हेवन कि भाई आपको वहाँ पे टैक्स नहीं है, तो यहाँ पे भी गवर्नमेंट ने डिक्लेयर किया टैक्स हेवन है, लेकिन वो अवेयरनेस नहीं है लोगों को कि भाई अहमदाबाद यहाँ से 2 घंटे में पहुँच सकते हो गिफ्ट सिटी। तो जितने भी वर्ल्ड के बड़े बड़े, आप समझो बैंक ऑफ अमेरिका से लेके सारी बैंक, सारी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट वहाँ पे अभी अपना ऑफिस खोल रही है। तो फर्स्ट स्मार्ट पुलिस भी वहाँ पे ला रहे हैं। दुबई में क्या था, क्राइम नहीं, सिक्योरिटी वाइज की, तो वो बेल्ट जो है कंपैरिजन कर रहे थे हम, 6,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर मुंबई, 4,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर दुबई। तो गिफ्ट सिटी आज के पोटेंशियल के हिसाब से 380 एकड़ में फर्स्ट एसईजेड बनाया था, उसको एक्सटेंड किया 800 एकड़ में, और अभी उनका प्लानिंग है रिवर फ्रंट तक लेके जाना है। तो रिवर फ्रंट तक अगर लेके जाएंगे तो 3200 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर है, अरे 3200 एकड़ है। तो स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में आप कन्वर्ट करोगे तो 12.6 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर आ रहा है। तो कंपैरिजन में 6,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर, 4,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर और समझो 12 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर। तो ये फ्यूचर प्लानिंग जो उनका बोलना ऐसा था कि जैसा यहाँ पे 180 नेशन दुबई में बाय कर रहे थे ना, वो सारे 180 नेशन वहाँ पे भी बाय करने आएंगे। तो ये ऐसा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट आएगा तो इंडिया पोटेंशियल मार्केट है, और अपने जो इंडियन उनको मालूम है कि बाहर से लोगों को कैसे खींच के लाना है, अदर देन इंडियन एनआरआई।
सर आपका एक क्वेश्चन था, सॉरी बीच में रह गया था।
Sir, most prominent complaint is not being transparent. Money-minded people, unorganized. प्रॉब्लम क्या है, सभी बोलते हैं, everybody is saying problem, everybody is blaming people. Who is supposed to organize it? सर इतने साल से रियल एस्टेट में गवर्नमेंट तो पैसा कमा रहा है, लेकिन उसको ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए कभी ट्राई नहीं किया। हर टॉपिक के लिए एजुकेशन है, रियल एस्टेट के लिए क्यों नहीं? तो बोलना बहुत आसान है. सी इंश्योरेंस के जो इंडस्ट्री है, इंश्योरेंस ब्रोकर्स के लिए उधर ट्रेनिंग करना पड़ता है, उसके बाद उनको इंश्योरेंस ब्रोकिंग करने के लिए लाइसेंस मिलता है. सेम फॉर द स्टॉक मार्केट. बट व्हाई इज इट नॉट इन रियल एस्टेट? सी प्रॉब्लम इज दैट रियल एस्टेट में सबसे ज़्यादा लोग जो इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है उधर से होता है. सो थिंग इज दैट वी डोंट ब्लेम एनीबॉडी फॉर दैट, बिकॉज हम भी बहुत अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से आए हुए हैं. सो पीपल एटलीस्ट पीपल लाइक अस एक्चुअली वी कम फ्रॉम डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड्स. He's a cost accountant himself. Okay, so Ravi sir actually has done a BA in 70s.
75. I came from the corporate world.
So
He is from XLRI.
I'm from XLR Jamshedpur. So we all have done our graduation and before joining this business. But unfortunately, so we wanted to be professional. We wanted to give professional services to people. But even after giving professional services, still we are being blamed. अगर हम blame करते जाएंगे, see, imagine people from educated families who have options, okay, would they want to come and join this industry? Professionals, if they don't want to join this industry, so that means there is a gap. Somebody has to do it, no? और गलत लोग आएंगे, तो गलत लोग आएंगे तो हम ब्लेम करते जाएंगे, लेकिन सर्विस तो अपने को चाहिए. तो किसी कोई को तो अपने प्रॉपर्टी बेचना है ना, सो रिलीज भी करना है. So it is like actually we don't understand the problem, and without understanding the problem, we keep actually questioning the industry. So our understanding is that we deliberate a lot of things, okay, privately. I say the world is not bad because of bad people. The world is bad because of good people's silence. Because अच्छे लोगों को लगता है कि अपने कोई टच नहीं करेगा क्योंकि मैं अच्छा काम कर रहा हूँ. गलत लोगों को पता है कि वो गलत काम कर रहा है, इसीलिए वो लोगों को जोड़ता है because he needs support. तो ये प्रॉब्लम है. So this is where we feel that we trying to bring the good people into the system so that we can empower this industry, and by empowering this industry we can do good for the public. अगर अच्छे लोग मार्केट में नहीं है तो बुरे लोग में जगह होगा. एंड इसीलिए हम लोग जब कन्वेंशन आप पूछे ना, आप कन्वेंशन में क्यों लेके आते हैं? When people sit in an isolated place with no opportunity, you would want to have shortcuts to make money. When you bring them and show them, okay, that you can do good things and grow, then you will have hope that I can still work towards it and I can also scale up my business. We are proud to say that we have gone to cities where हमने travel किए हैं. I think Ravi sir तो he has brought in a lot of associations from tier 3 markets. Forget about tier 2. Okay. आज जो खेल पे वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, when we go there, we feel proud of them. Because I traveled to Raipur multiple times from 2018. The first training program I've seen, okay, the people there is in a tent. टेंट पे चाय बिस्किट के साथ छोटे छोटे लोगों को बुला के उधर ट्रेनिंग किए थे. And today if you see them, they are actually conducting their programs in a 5-star hotel. They scale up business, they integrated processes. Okay, they know that they're competing with each other by doing the right things out there. And this is exactly what we want.
To answer your question, to give you a perspective, where data is becoming available, particularly in Maharashtra, a year and a half ago, there were 44,000 defaults by builders, registered defaults by builders, and registered defaults by brokers were 3. I'll give you a perspective. Or what were those defaults, I must tell you. One of our members was selling a property which was not registered under RERA. The other was advertising a building which was not registered under RERA. Yeah, one is selling, the other is advertising. Now you are penalizing us. And third was some non-compliance. A person who did not have the license was trying to sell a RERA property or something. He wasn't registered. There was some technical issue. You are supposed to register with the builder and also with the project. One of the two was not done. So that will give you an idea. The defaults are reducing. And as we go along, like in any new law, some duration is lost in, there's some duration in understanding the law, then assimilating it, then trial and error, and slowly it comes into mainstream. But government is taking feedback on a continuous basis, and NAR India is on the Advisory Council Urban Development Ministry to give feedback on how the act is being rolled out and received by the people.
सर क्या आपकी बात गवर्नमेंट जो आप चिल्लाते हो या बता रहे हो, क्या आपकी गवर्नमेंट सुनता है क्या?
सर हम लोगों को रियलिस्टिक सर, हम लोग को कोई गलतफहमी भी नहीं है कि हम इसको ना नॉइस क्रिएट करने से काम सॉल्व होता है, बिकॉज वी वांट टू सॉल्व आवर प्रॉब्लम्स, बिकॉज वी बिलीव दैट थिंग्स विल हैपन विद टाइम।
बट कहीं ना कहीं तो गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट
सर
तो
आप
होना है।
जितना कर सकते हैं कर रहे हैं सर, गवर्नमेंट भी धीरे धीरे अपना भी बात सुन रहा है। महाराष्ट्र में हमने 10 साल पहले हमने एडवाइस की गवर्नमेंट को, मतलब अथॉरिटीज को, कि एजुकेशन एग्जाम ट्रेनिंग के बाद एग्जाम, उसके बाद लाइसेंस दीजिए। अभी हो रहा
In
है,
isolation, it doesn't happen. It
अभी
has
हो
to
रहा है ना सर,
happen.
एक महाराष्ट्र में शुरू हुआ
Not only that,
तो अभी महाराष्ट्र से दूसरी जगह पे लेके जाएंगे। सो वी नो दैट इट इज नॉट एक दिन का काम नहीं
it's
है।
a continuous process.
सो वी आर रियलिस्टिक, हमको पता है कि टाइम लगेगा जितना हम लोग, बट वी हैव द पेशेंस एंड वी हैव
the perseverance and the patience.
The initiative what you have come up with is only for members or anybody can come, join
Sir,
and
NAR India is a very inclusive organization. We are not just for our members. Our members are, we bring in members so that we can contribute to the industry. मेंबर को खाली मेंबर को डिलीवर करने के लिए नहीं है, हम लोग मेंबर को लेते हैं ताकि वो मेंबर, इफ ही इज एम्पावर्ड, ही कैन एम्पावर 10 more people. So we work for every broker, we work for the industry. हम ब्रोकर को भी, जो नॉन मेंबर भी, उनके लिए भी काम करते हैं, जो इंडस्ट्री है जैसे डेवलपर के लिए भी काम करते हैं. We want the industry to flourish.
Sir, you were
Sir,
telling
to
something.
say that you're mentoring the industry
Yes.
by educating, creating awareness.
See, that's the
And structuring.
three fundamental objectives of NRNDA is learning, okay,
Yes.
networking, and then empowering through policy.
Yeah.
तो मैं इनके कंट्रीब्यूशन में बोलना
We'll take
चाहता
just
था
one last question.
Yeah, yeah.
And on top of that, I would request the gentleman to just explain what we
का जो क्वेश्चन था उसके कनेक्शन में बोल रहा हूँ कि कुछ कंप्लेन तो ऐसा है कि NAR इंडिया का एक पैरेलल वर्टिकल है जहाँ पे IIA इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ रियल एस्टेट। तो आज जब रेरा आया तो रेरा के पास कोई ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर नहीं था कि वो ब्रोकर का एग्ज़ाम लेवे, क्योंकि उनके पास ऐसा कोई वर्टिकल भी नहीं था। तो एक जो एग्जामिनेशन के लिए 4 जन को अपॉइंट किया था, जिसमें रुस्तम जी के पास रियल एस्टेट वर्टिकल था, सकाल के पास था, ऐसा 4 वर्टिकल था, उसमें एक NAR इंडिया था कि भाई उसको गवर्नमेंट को नहीं मालूम कि ब्रोकर को ट्रेनिंग क्या देनी है। तो वो ट्रेनिंग हम मतलब NAR के प्लेटफॉर्म पे देते हैं ब्रोकर को ट्रेनिंग, वो सर्टिफिकेट जनरेट होता है। वो सर्टिफिकेट उसको रेरा की एग्ज़ाम करने के लिए वो सर्टिफिकेट अपलोड करना पड़ता है कि आपने ट्रेनिंग लिया है क्या, तो रेरा उसको एग्जामिनेशन में बैठने देता है। तो वो भी हम NAR प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। आज तक इंडस्ट्री का दर्जा नहीं था रियल एस्टेट को, आज भी हमारा कंप्लेन है कि हमसे आपने
Just to give an idea,
पेमेंट लिया है। सुनो एक मिनट, मेरा अलग सब्जेक्ट है कि आप हर इंडस्ट्री को इंडस्ट्री बोला है हमने, CA, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, एडवोकेट, डॉक्टर्स जो डिग्री लेके आते हैं तो उनको समझो एक पैनल दिया। आज रेरा लेने के बाद ब्रोकर को इंडस्ट्री में नहीं दिया जाता है। एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट कहीं भी जाके प्रैक्टिस कर सकता है, एक लॉयर कहीं भी जाके प्रैक्टिस कर सकता है, डॉक्टर कहीं भी जाके ऑपरेशन कर सकता है। तो रियल्टर को ये बैरिकेड क्यों है कि वो महाराष्ट्र का ब्रोकर गोवा में जाके माल नहीं बेच सकता है, गोवा का ब्रोकर बेंगलोर में जाके नहीं बेच सकता है, क्योंकि कितने स्टेट का और रेरा लगा। तो वन नेशन वन रेरा वो हमारा NAR इंडिया का ड्राइव है आज, जो गवर्नमेंट के पास हम बार बार जा रहे हैं कि भाई एक ब्रोकर जब वो ट्रेनिंग ले रहा है, उसके बाद आप उसकी एग्ज़ाम ले रहे हो, उसके बाद आप सर्टिफिकेट दे रहे हो, उसके बाद वो दूसरे स्टेट में क्यों नहीं जा सकता?
सर लेकिन आपने बोला नहीं महाराष्ट्र में शुरू किया है सर, अभी तक आगे गया ही नहीं है ना?
नहीं, यूपी भी शुरू हो गया।
अच्छा यूपी भी है, तो ये दो ही जगह पे व्हेन इट गो नेशनल वाइज, सो आई थिंक दिस कैन वर्क आउट।
सर ये
रना में पूरा इंडिया में अब यू लुक एट द
Around the country.
ब्रोकर्स का रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ
मैं रह रहा हर जगह आई नो।
आप देखेंगे ना 10% भी रजिस्टर्ड नहीं है, ठीक है, जो प्रॉपर फुल टाइम काम करते हैं। तो पॉइंट इज दैट सी सर इंडिया में rather we blaming the people or blaming the government on this, I think we all need to take the responsibility. ऐसी हर चीज़ के लिए गवर्नमेंट के पास सोल्यूशन नहीं होगा, तो हर चीज़ के लिए एक्सेप्टेंस भी नहीं होगा। इट टेक्स टाइम फॉर पीपल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट। सो वी अभी दूसरा इनकम्स रिजल्ट ना सर, इंडिया का पहला वर्ल्ड कप वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में जीता 1983 में, उसके बाद 2007 तक जीता नहीं था। 2007 से आप अभी देखिए कितने वर्ल्ड कप जीता है। सो थिंग्स इनिशियली स्ट्रगल होता है, once you have the foundation then things will go move on a very different pace। तो इसलिए हम लोग दैट्स द रीजन हम लोग फाउंडेशन के ऊपर फोकस करें ताकि future में we can grow fast because as Tarun bhai just mentioned, Indian economy का भी जो I think the existing real estate value is what Tarun bhai?
$530 billion.
530 billion. So that means 4 years we're expecting it to 1 trillion. That means almost double.
Almost double.
So that means जो 100 साल से हुआ है उसका तो 4 साल में मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है. So the multiplying effect will come in later. But we want first focus on the foundation. That's what we're trying to do.
So,
So we have just
We'll-
one
we'll-
last question.
no, we have done.
Last closing
One second.
statement what
Acha.
question is, right?